Morning. This video could save you over £1,000, so probably quite important that you watch it carefully. Last Friday, and if you're watching this in the future, I'm talking about Friday the 30th of January 2026. BBC ran a piece on their news programmes, on both the 6 o'clock and the 10 o'clock news, about rogue locksmiths. And what they did, they got in a reputable locksmith, and he demonstrated getting into a particular door without causing any damage and doing it within seconds. Now, he did it by picking. We might pick it. We might use a specialist tool to bypass the lock. So then they called a rogue company. I'm not going to name the company, but if you want to know who it is, then go watch the BBC News from that date on iPlayer. I imagine it's going to be there for a little while. This company came out. They originally quoted on the phone, they quoted £40 to get in. When they arrived, the locksmith said, oh, yeah, I'm going to have to drill it. So that's going to cost you, I can't remember how much it was, but it wound up with a bill for drilling the lock and replacing the barrel somewhere like £300-400, something like that, as opposed to the £40 they were quoted. Clearly, the reputable locksmith had demonstrated that that wasn't necessary, but that's what they were charged by this company. Now, I'm going to go out there and say that it is impossible to profitably run a locksmith company and to do it legally, charging your customers £40. The costs are just too great when you factor in staff wages, fuel, wear and tear on the vehicles, road tax for the vehicle. It's just impossible. So clearly this company's way of working is to suggest that it's going to be really, really cheap, and then hike the price up after that when you actually get there. We find this an awful lot. I regularly get calls from people saying, have I been ripped off? They've been charged hundreds and hundreds of pounds. There's this kind of one on Friday, which was 300, is at the lower end of the scale, to be fair. I've come across companies that have charged customers £800, £1,200 in one instance, as I remember. And it's all because people are thinking, well, it should only cost about £40-45 because that's what they've been quoted over the phone. So my message is, if you're phoning around companies and you're getting people saying, it's going to cost you £75-80 for that, it might cost you £100, maybe if it's out of hours, it might be a little bit more. And then someone pops up and says, oh yeah, it'll only be £40. Look that gift horse in the mouth. Okay, something is wrong. It's impossible to run a company profitably and legally charging your customers £40. So question it, and I'd be honest, go with a middle quote. Go with a higher quote. Don't take that cheap quote, because I think you'll live to regret it.